If there is a book that you want to read that hasn't been written, you should write it. And I feel good that I wrote a book that I want to read and I want others to read. My book is called The Last Children of Mill Creek, and it's about a community in downtown St. Louis that doesn't exist anymore. And I was, in fact, one of the last children to live in the community before it was demolished. The city of St. Louis really did grow up around Mill Creek. To give you a little idea, on the west end, it's at Grand Avenue, approximately where St. Louis University is. On the north, it's Skinker and Olive, and it goes all the way down to Union Station, which is about 20th Street. This story came about in an unusual way, certainly not the traditional way of writing a book. After I retired, I decided to clean out my closet and realized that I had just stacks of writings that I'd done over the years and frankly had forgotten about many of them. So I compiled them, and at some point during retirement, I decided to just take a writing workshop to figure out how to compile all of these stories. And to my surprise, the stories seemed to resonate with people. The backstory of Mill Creek around this time that I'm writing is urban renewal. And urban renewal was happening all over the country. But here in St. Louis, the highways that were being built to accommodate all the automobiles that were happening in urban centers happened to be right through where we lived. And the problem was there were 20,000 people living there, and they had to be relocated. There was a lot to tell, and decisions had to be made. I chose to tell this story from the perspective of a child. So a lot of the stories that are in the book are from an innocent point of view. So I have to trust the readers to be honest about what our society was like in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s in terms of race relations. So I didn't dwell much on that background because people know what was going on. I was trying to show the humanity of a community, a family, a father who works 3 jobs to take care of his family, the love, how we survive. So that was what I was working on, but I would be disappointed if the reader does not take into account that all of that was done in a vacuum. My book was published in April of 2020. I learned 6 weeks before, in late February, that the country is going to shut down because of a pandemic. Initially, like all of us, I thought it would be temporary. It is now about a year later, and the book has been published, and I've had to promote it from home. I am grateful to receive this honor from the Missouri Humanities Council because it really does give me a platform for promoting these stories and this book. To write a book and then promote it and have it received in the way that it has is embarrassingly wonderful for me. I have done my best to acknowledge that this is a book about a time and a place that doesn't exist anymore. And I'm just so grateful for the way that the book has been received.